Kadesh Urchatz Karpas Yachatz Magi.
If I would ask you what our goal is on Seder night, you'd probably answer our goal is to tell the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim, to tell the story of what actually happened when our forefathers and foremothers left Egypt. But the problem is we do so in a very strange way. In the middle of Magid, when we finally get down to business and start to tell the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim, instead of directly quoting from those psukim and prakim, which tell about the story from Sefer Shemos and Parsha Shmos and Va'era and Bo, we do it in a very roundabout way. We actually take a selection, which is from the mitzvah of Mikra Bikkurim, which is from the psukim that a person would recite upon doing the mitzvah of Bikkurim, bringing the first of their fruits to the Beis HaMikdash, and we quote those psukim and devarim, and then in the Seder we expound upon them and connect them to the story in Shemos. And the question is why we do it in that circuitous way. Shouldn't we have just gone right to Shemos and gone to those psukim? Why start from devarim, quote a few psukim which are very light in material, which don't say that much at all, and then say, oh, you know what that refers to? Oh, go look back in Shemot, and then we go at length telling the story. Why even mention Bikkurim at all? It didn't need to be mentioned. So I want to briefly read through some of those psukim and devarim and point out that what the Haggadah is doing here is actually something very enlightening. It is introducing a methodology of teaching and retelling, which connects the present to the past and makes the past part of the present. Let's take a look very briefly here in Perek Chavav in Devarim. We have this description of a farmer who has settled in the land of Israel. They have their first crop. They have their first fruit of the 7 species. And we're told they have to go up to Yerushalayim. They take a basket of these fruits, and they come to the Kohen. They say this as follows: Uvasal Kohen asher yeh b'yamim hahem. You shall go to the Kohen who serves in those days. V'amartai lav, you say to him, Higadati hayom la'Hashem lokacha. Higadati hayom la'Hashem lokacha. I proclaim today to the Lord your God. Now, you focus on the word higadati. You obviously see the word haggadah in that verb. And in fact, Rav David Tzvi Hoffman says this is actually the link between this parsha and the mitzvah of Sippur Yetziat Mitzrayim. The word higadati is why we use these psukim on Seder night. But it's more than simply a linguistic connection. The higadati is a certain method of telling. For instance, Ibn Ezra says, what does higadati mean? Higadati, kadeshi yishmeu hakatanim. Higadati means to say something out loud so that the children who are with you can hear it. You want to say, Higadati ayom Hashem lokacha. Guys, this is unbelievable. We have these fruits. You want the little children to be able to hear, which is obviously exactly what we do on Seder night. Rav Yosef Bechor Shor, another prominent Rishon on the Torah, understands that higadati is not just speaking, but it's thinking. It's speaking in a way that expresses thanksgiving and praise and appreciation to God. Obviously, when we tell the story of Sippur Yetziat Mitzrayim, it's not just telling a story, but it's telling a story to greater appreciate where we come from. Moving on a little bit further, in the Psukim, we use the words v'anisa v'amarta. You shall answer and say to the Kohen. Why are we answering? So Ibn Ezra says it's possible that there was a question and answer. The Kohen would ask, what is this? What is this basket that you are bringing? And the person bringing it would respond, these are the first of the fruits, and give the whole story. And when you look carefully at what's happening here, what you see is as follows. What could have happened is that a person simply brings their basket, gives it to the Kohen, and goes home. But we do much more than that when we do Mikra Bikkurim. The farmer does an act of thanksgiving and praise. There's a back and forth, there's a question and answer. The Kohen asks them, what is that? And the person responds in very much a way that corresponds with Manashana, where the child will ask the questions and we answer. And the whole point of that is that instead of making this simply an act that stands alone, we connect the act of Bikkurim to our greater story. We say, I'm bringing these fruits here, but I'm only here because Hashem took my forefathers and foremothers out of Egypt and brought us to the land that he promised to us. And now, because of all of that in our history, I have these fruits today. And I am simply another link in the chain. I am simply a continuation of the story. And that methodology of involving the children, of that questioning and answering, the purpose of it is to see that on Seder night, we are not simply retelling a story, but we are seeing ourselves as further links in the chain of our people's history, that we're here today because of everything Hashem had done to our forefathers and foremothers, and that we take the past, we connect it to the present, and we continue forward into the future.